the atmosphere, the way penguins, seals, birds live together. They don't have any gods. They are part of nature. They have not created any artificial environment. They live in natural environment and they have sustained it. And who are the real civilized people? Are these animals, the pristine atmosphere we see, environment we see, is this real civilization? Or the brick and mortar congested cities of Bangalore, which is the second most congested city in the world, I believe, is this the civilization? Hello everyone. Today I want to share my recent travel to a very pristine, untouched place in the world. As we know, today there are very few untouched places. This place is Antarctica, a major continent where there is literally no human inhabited. What is unique about this is when you go there on a cruise, it is an expedition where we really go through untouched areas. And as you reflect on it, you see vast glaciers, ocean, and phenomenal life. But life with penguins, seals, albatross, and it is really amazing how they live in harmony for ages. Of course, glaciers have been there for millions of years. Unfortunately, they're receding because of the human involvement. We'll come to that. But when you look at the atmosphere, the way penguins, seals, birds live together. You have leopard seals in harmony with penguins. They are the predators, but they still live in harmony. How is it possible? For centuries they have done. They don't have any gods. They are part of nature. They have not created any artificial environment. They live in natural environment and they have sustained it for a long time. So when I was in the ship talking to people, taking a hike, trekking along these areas, trekking in the volcano, I could not help but reflect on what human beings have done to nature. And who are the real civilized people? Are these animals, the pristine atmosphere we see, environment we see, is this real civilization? Or the brick and mortar congested cities of Bangalore, which is the second most congested city in the world, I believe, is this the civilization? How do we address this? Has human beings really caused benefit to the civilization? Or are we really harming? When we talk about the greenhouse effect, when we talk about the weather, how the glaciers are receding, significant things are happening in between the ice age we are in. Obviously, we are going towards somewhat of a calamity. Yes, it is probably somewhat preventable, or at least we can postpone, but we have to take a lot of measures. I think we have to learn from this kind of expedition. When I met naturalists, biologists, marine people, I learned so much from how these things work. Even the goodness. And I will also talk about a little bit about what is an arbitrage around your neck mean. And I knew a little bit about that, but when I was on the ocean in this expedition, I saw the birds. They are supposed to be goodwill. So in the ancient times, or even recent times, when ships traveled, the arbitrage would follow the birds. That was considered a good luck. So what does one sailor do? He takes a gun and shoots the arbitrage, and he dies and falls on the ship. So after that, they go into a turmoil. There are waves, the ship is about to sink, they can't get food, they can't land. So finally they survive, and then they call the seamen who shot and say, look, because of you we went through this turmoil, so I'm going to put this dead bird around your neck. So when you say in present day society, that person has an albatross around his neck, that means he has committed something wrong, maybe a crime, maybe a fraud. So it's a great terminology to use in one of your social meetings. When you see people who have committed crime, you can say it's albatross around the neck, that person. What does that also indicate? Sometimes goodness gets punished. So I think we have to sit back, reflect and see present world today. Look at it, the turmoil we have. There is apprehension. There are issues about wars. There are issues about trade. There are issues about dictatorship, autocracy, freedom of speech. People are threatened that if you speak freely, are you a legal person or illegal? Who can be deported? Who can be jailed? Goodness doesn't matter anymore. We are walking in streets of some countries. Because of the way you look, somebody can ask you to show your reports. Even though you may be a citizen of that country, you are supposed to carry passport to prove that you are a citizen of that country. What have we come to? And the law also says now, based on your looks, they can come and ask you. And they can come into your house without any warrant arrest. And they can also file damages or file FIR on you because you give a speech. The so-called anything can be interpreted as a hate speech. That means your freedom of speech is being affected. Where are we headed? Are we truly headed for true democracy, authoritarian rule? When we look at Antarctica, the pristine atmosphere, and in the ship, when we saw multinationals, people from all over the world, different colors, different languages, meeting, having dinner together, exchanging ideas, nobody bothered what caste he is. Nobody bothered what color he is. It was a great friendship. It was like honestly a galaxy where people from different parts meeting and exchanging, living in harmony, talking in harmony. No revenge, no hatred, nothing but love and affection. I think these are the lessons I learned, and I think as human beings we should teach this to ourselves, reflect and teach to the next generation and people at large. I hope this message conveys the message of peace, harmony and living together. Thank you very much.